Hello on YouTube. I'm back with another update here. I am here in Rhode Island for the weekend. I did my delivery yesterday around 5 p.m. As I've said, it's been very cold lately, and here in Rhode Island, as you can see, it is snowing. This morning, they did get some snow overnight as well. At 4 a.m. I peeked out. It was snowing very heavily. The parking lot was covered at 4 a.m. with snow, and it has melted off the lot, but still some remains on the grassy surfaces and on the trees, and as you can see, it is snowing now as well, lightly. So when will spring and summer finally arrive? Well, we know that in the east they have had a mild winter due to the jet stream pattern that's set up over the winter that favored warmer weather in the east. We know other parts of the country have had a real hard winter, such as Colorado, where Boulder has broken an annual snowfall record this winter. So some parts of the country have had it real tough this winter. But when will spring ever come? Well, it's a good question. For days now, the temperatures has been holding in the 40s, 30s at night through much of the country, much of the east. And this is a recoil from the mild winter we've had out this area. So what is going to happen with the weather from this point on? How is this going to affect the hurricane season? We know that some people are predicting a very active hurricane season this year. What are they basing these forecasts on? Well, they're basing it on prediction of an El Nino in the Pacific later this year. Is that going to influence hurricanes this year? Is that the only factor that influences hurricanes to base a forecast off of? With the sun very inactive right now, not much heat being put into the system, oceans are beginning to cool. Hurricanes need heat to develop, to flourish. They need warm ocean water. Oceans are cooling right now in response to the sun's being quiet for some time. Personally, I feel there isn't going to be much of a hurricane season this year in spite of an El Nino. The westerlies and the Atlantic are going to be way too far south, and hurricane formation this year will likely be severely inhibited as a result. Very likely there's not going to be much of a season this year unless the sun becomes active again. So far it hasn't. It is in the middle of the minimum. And the weather that we're seeing lately is indicative of it. There are numerous records across the country being broken this month for snowfall, for cold, and I have seen it with my own eyes traveling throughout the country. I have not seen any warm weather anywhere to speak of recently. And this is a warning that this summer may not be much of a summer this year, and a wet, cool summer is very likely for much of the east, I think. This is leading up, this weather is, we're getting well into April, almost May, and there is still snow on the ground even here in Rhode Island. Up in northern Maine, where I'm from, they still are on their snowmobiles. I saw pictures recently of people snowmobiling up there still into the middle of April. In the years I was there, usually snow was about gone by now. So the climate is definitely on a cooling cycle right now. Look outside, April 19th. There is snow on the ground here in Rhode, even in Rhode Island. Again, it's really incredible. And it is snowing and it is late morning. So that is going to be it with my update. I probably will not be getting a load out until at least Monday. I have to get a tire replaced on the trailer. I don't own the trailer, so I won't have to pay for that. But while it's in the shop, I'm probably going to have them adjust my clutch, and also there is a bit of a leak underneath oil, I think it is. I'm going to have them look at that. It's not anything major, but try to have it corrected before it turns into something bigger. So that is it for this video. Just wanted to share my view of the snow here in Rhode Island on April 19th.